Hello! It's 1 o'clock in the morning here in the UK and I was in bed. I've had sleeping all day, not very well, so wasn't sleeping tonight. I thought I'll get up and do a video. Here I am in my nightie. Got one earring in, the other. I don't know about you, but everything's gone peculiar. My hair is going all over the place. It's something to do with ascension apparently, and things don't fit, and it's all gone. So anyway, here I am in my beautiful outfit. I just managed to get some lipstick on. I just had a feeling I had to do this video called Illusion. There's a thing on the internet at the moment about we are learning that we're living in an illusion. Well, I've known that for a long time. I did a video some time ago about a friend of mine, and you may have seen it, but since you've got some new people, I think I'd do the video again, with a sort of a slightly less fresh insight as to how things really are, because it is getting a little bit, well, I don't know, confusing. I don't know about you. Wake up not quite sure I am sometimes, you know. And no, I haven't been on the brandy. So this story is about illusion, and it's a true story. It happened to me, gosh, about 10 years ago, more than that now, I don't know. But I had a partner friend who it was a difficult time we had together, but he was quite spiritual in a way. And one day I went to he was actually not well. He went into a care home, and he was began to fade a bit, and I went to one of these meetings, you know, the mediums, they give messages to different people. It's not my thing really, but I thought I'll go along and see what it's like. And when it came to me, she said, also I've got a gentleman here, she said. He's telling me, and he was obviously still alive, that he hasn't got long to go, and he'll come back and give you proof of the afterlife. Now, how about one opportunity, you know? So I thought, well, that was very kind. And in fact, it did come to happen in a few weeks' time. Um, the care home rang me. He said that he had gone, and I was missing for 3 hours. They couldn't find me, and I didn't know where I'd been. I think I was actually helping him across because he was very frightened, and I do that sometimes with people. So anyway. He did leave, and I think it was a few days later, because you have to give him time to settle in. A few days later, um, I had this. Well, I don't dream. It was kind of a dream, a vision. It was really what so real. It was real, put it that way. And I went in my dream into this park, and he was sitting on a bench. Something, my screen suddenly come up, I don't know why. He suddenly got up from this bench. He was a very tall, good-looking man, and he was in his 80s when he died, and he had his trophy hat on. Came up to me, put his arms all around me, and we had a lovely chat. He looked delightful. He was over his illness, obviously, and he was bright, pink skin, glowing cheeks, bright eyes. I was chatted for quite a while, and suddenly I said, "You're supposed to be dead." And he looked at me, he said, "No, no, no, no." He said, "You got it wrong." He said, "This is the real world. You're living in a world of illusion." Now, I don't know. To me, that hit was so real, and I think that's true. I'm beginning to feel that for me personally. Sometimes I look around, and it all seems a little bit shaky, a little bit. I know we're changing dimensions a lot and changing timelines and all that stuff, but sometimes I wonder, do you ever have those? Is this the real world, you know? I think we are beginning to be aware, awakening, if you like, aware that this is not the only dimension, you know? And the people are beginning to sort of move houses and throw out things. And I don't know about you, but it seems we're all going through an awful lot of changes. And when he said no, he said he was in the real world. And I've had a lot of experiences lately of people dying, and these shorts on the internet is about the actors and actresses that have died, and they're nearly all in their 90s, which is in a way reassuring. I've got some time to go. I got to get my books out, haven't I? But this very aware of of the afterlife and this life, and it's getting very sort of muddly. I don't know about you, but if you lose somebody, I've just lost my neighbour who lives opposite. I think she's died because they cleared the house out, and it's really struck me quite. I know I didn't know her very well. It struck me as quite strange because she was always just going out for a little walk, and she recently got herself a little trolley walkabout like I've got because I can't stand very well now, and I think that maybe finished her off because she did love walking, and I suddenly see she's missing. I think it's weird. I mean, I didn't know her well. She wasn't a relative, but suddenly the house has been emptied out. There she is gone. What time span? It makes you realise, doesn't it? So I think this delusion bit, I don't know if it's helpful to sort of talk it through, because I think some people are going to be a little bit scared about what it really means that you, and I think you're going to start seeing things and feeling things and awakening just third eyes, that sort of thing, and dreams. Really weird dreams. So I don't know about you, but I keep saying that, but I just felt I had to be drawn to do this video. I don't know whether to go on really. It's only 6 minutes. I didn't think it would be. I could tell you a little bit of what's happened to me. I don't know if I probably indulge myself, but I've had a new bathroom fitted. I knew it would be noisy, so I decided to go and stay in a local hotel. Quite posh hotel, actually, quite expensive. I thought, well, I haven't had a holiday, I'll treat myself, and it's only round the corner actually. So I did the usual thing of staying in the holiday, stay at a holiday place, and the room was fine, the food was fantastic, but I don't know what I was doing there really. I felt it was some kind of initiation because I took books to read, I took my phone to try and sort out things, and I was prepared to talk to people and have a nice time. It just never happened. It was so peculiar. There were a lot of old people, right? I know I'm an old person, but I'm old consciousness people. Do you know what I mean? Half alive people, because you don't have to be half alive at 70 something. And they're all in couples, all sitting around it. It felt as though I'd gone into an old people's home. And now it sounds silly, but I got quite depressed. The first night was fine. I did look lovely, I must admit. The first night was fine. And there was a man sitting right opposite, talk about meeting the opposite side of the room, and I was aware that he was watching me because I was on my own, you see, and the body language and stuff. So when he eventually got up with his mate, he walked past me and smiled at me, and I smiled back, and he sat down and we had a lovely chat. But I think I was a bit over the top. You know what I'm like, I talk about these things and not everyone understands, so I got a bit carried away. Probably won't see him again, but it was just nice to have that bit of flirtatiousness at my age, and stay somewhere different. But it was a real challenge because these heavy fire doors they have in hotel, really heavy. Well, my room was on the ground floor, but I had to get through three of these really, you really pull them open, wedge the trolley thing in the middle and hope somebody's going to help you. There was usually somebody came along to help me, but it took all my energy just to get through these three doors. And then of course you're going to come back again, and it's 2 or 3 times a week, you come down for breakfast, and I had an evening meal, but I got very depressed. It felt as though I'd come to the end of my life, I don't know, it shouldn't have been like that. It should have been talking to people in a happy clappy time, but I did feel I was into some sort of incarceration, totally isolated on my own, nothing to do because I couldn't get out. My friend took me, my car was still here, and I thought I had no one to ring. It was really quite a challenge. So I think if anyone's going through something like that, it's a kind of initiation. I don't know what, but it's almost like I don't like to go. I live on my own. I'm used to going within. There was something else. I think the fact that I couldn't find anything to occupy my mind or me. I mean, there was a television in the room, but there was nothing really to watch. And so I think, what did I do the whole day and night? I can't remember. So I guess I really wasn't there. I was in the bed of illusion. Here we are, you see, we come full circle. And there we are, that's my little adventure, and I've got the bathroom is rather nice. They've got a shower now. I haven't got to use flannels. For a whole year I haven't had a shower or a bath. I've been just trying to make do stuff, you know. So the shower, and the thing is I can't stand upright. I'm a bit wobbly on my legs, so because I'm not getting any exercise, so I've got to get myself a little stool. What a life, eh? Just sit on this little stool and the thing is, you've got to learn to laugh at it, really. You have, and you learn an awful lot about disability. It's quite a challenge. So I survived it in this hotel on my own for 7 days and nights without anyone to talk to. And of course, the husbands are very helpful, and husbands and men usually are, of course, their wives. A man would jump up and help me with my door or with my seat, and his wives. So I had a good time ultimately. So that was that. So anyway, dear ones, that's a very brief video about the veil of illusion. Give it some thought, 'cause it is interesting. This man was so, well, he was different. He was a different person. He was a person I met first of all some years ago, and the way he said it, he said, no, he said, this is the real world. You're in the veil of illusion. So take care, darlings, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any comments, don't forget to leave them. I'm sorry it's been a long time, but I'm going through a lot of, and I'm quite tired a lot of the time. So take care of yourselves. God bless. Bye.